So take the bolster, put the bolster on the back of the mat, and sit just in front of the bolster, but take a bit of space, put a bit of space between the buttocks and the bolster. Put your feet down on the ground, knees bent. The knees can touch or not, whichever is more comfortable for you. Lay down over the bolster. So the bolster is supposed to support you under the rib cage. So the lumbar spine is free, but the rib cage is completely supported. If you want to, you can put a folded blanket behind your the back of the head to add a bit of comfort. Slide the shoulder blades over the waist and close your eyes. Just stay there for a brief moment, allowing your body to let go, to relax. And while doing so, observe which parts of your body hold more tensions. And now inhale deeply, expanding your chest, and exhale slowly. 3 times. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. One more time. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows. Relax the skin between the eyebrows. Relax your eyes. And then let's sink deeper into the skull. Relax the skin of your face. Unclench your jaw and let your lips open slightly. Relax your throat, your neck and shoulders, arms, forearms, and hands. Relax your back, the muscles of your back and your spine, vertebra per vertebra. Relax your belly and the whole abdominal area. Relax your hips, your groins. Relax your legs, knees, ankles, and feet. Bring your attention into your breathing cycle and start observing every aspect of your breath. Which part of your body moves the most? Chest or belly? And if both moves, which one moves first? Observe without changing anything. Observe simply to know yourself. Observe the length of your breathing cycle. Inhalation and exhalation have the same length, or one of them is naturally longer. Observe the small pauses between inhalation and exhalation, and between exhalation and inhalation. Small moments where everything stops, even your breath. Become aware of the 4 phases of your breathing cycle. Inhalation, pause, exhalation, pause, and even there, observe. Is one of the 2 pauses longer? Observe also that your throat remains relaxed and open even during the pauses. 3 more observing breaths. At the end of the 3rd, take control and create a long, slow, and steady breath. Observe your lungs filling up slowly and getting empty slowly. Observe your body expanding with every inhalation and gently contracting with every exhalation. Observe your belly becoming wider with every inhalation. Allow your belly to move. And observe the navel moving down toward the spine with every exhalation. Observe the effect of the bolster on your rib cage. Observe the ribs moving away from each other with every inhalation and moving closer with every exhalation. Become aware of every small movement of your body. Allow your belly to move freely. Observe the diaphragm moving down toward the hips with every inhalation to allow more air into the lungs. Observe the diaphragm moving up into the rib cage. In order to empty your lungs. Keep a long, slow, and steady breath. Three more breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, create an abdominal breath. So only the belly moves, not the chest. Even if this means that your breath is shorter, this is not a problem. But focus just on the belly. Allow the belly to move, but keep the chest still. With every inhalation, the belly becomes wider. With every exhalation, the navel moves down toward the spine. 3 more breaths. And at the end of the 3rd breath, move to a thoracic breath. So now the belly doesn't move and the chest expands. Even in this variation, if it feels that you're not breathing deeply, it's not a problem. But just focus on breathing just on the chest. The belly doesn't move and the chest expands mainly to the side with every inhalation. Three more breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, create a breath, a deep breath, that starts on your belly. So the belly moves first and then move up to the chest. First the belly expands and then the chest expands. Breathe in, belly, chest. If you want to, you can put one hand on the belly and one on the chest, just to be more sensitive about this moving, this breath. Belly, chest. And now start controlling also the exhalation. Even there, exhale first on the belly. So allow the belly, the navel to move down toward the spine, but keep the chest open for the first moments of the exhalation. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, belly, chest. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, belly, chest. One more time. And now, still keeping a breathe long and deep. Move your arms in cactus pose. Slide the shoulder blades toward the waist and pull the back of your head away from the shoulders. Allow the position of your arms to help opening your chest and even the areas between the collarbones and around the shoulders. 3 breaths, deep and long. At the end of the 3rd breath, lift your arms up to the sky, straighten your arms, palm of the hand facing each other. Move the shoulders down toward the waist. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, but put the back of the head away from the shoulders to lengthen the spine, the upper spine, and really slowly. So moving the hands back. Keep the arms completely straight and active. Allow the hands to drop down toward the ground as much as you can, but still keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the arms completely straight and active. And lift the arms up again. Now, push from the inner side of the arm to the base of the hand, and pull from the back of the hand to the outer shoulder. So at the very first moment, your palm, the palm of the hand, are facing sky. And keeping this position of the hands, still pushing the base of the hand up to the sky. Lower your arms just like you did before. Keeping the shoulders as much as you can away from the ears, and lower your arms. Deep breaths. And really slowly come back up. Put the fingers up to the sky. And pull now the small fingers up to the sky and the thumb toward the face. So activating the lower part of the arm, moving the lower part of the arm up, and moving the upper part of the arm down towards the spine. And keeping this movement, again, lower your arms. Really slowly. Take your time. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. The small fingers move away from the shoulders, from the armpit, and the thumb move toward the shoulders. Really slowly. Move the arms up again. Now, bend your elbows, interlace the hands and put the hands behind your occiput. Move the elbows close to each other like you want to wrap your hands on your forearm. And now, push the back of the head away from the shoulders and lift the back of the head up to the sky. Allow the chin to move toward the base of the throat. Move the shoulders away from the ears and stretch your neck. But in a gentle way and in a conscious way, still pushing the back of the head away from the shoulders. So activating the muscles between the shoulder blades and around the upper spine. Now really slowly activate your abdominal muscles and lift your shoulders. When you reach your maximum, just touching the bolster with the lower part of the rib cage, put your hands down on the ground, push, and lift your torso up. Right. Now, turn the hand to have the fingers pointing back. Walk gently back with your feet, Keep the feet as wide as the mat, as wide as the hips. Bend gently your elbow, especially if you have your anachor extensions on the elbows. Inhale. And with the exhalation, push with the hands against the ground and lift your hips. Push the hips up. Don't allow your head to fall down. So keep it aligned with the spine. 3 breaths. Squeeze your buttocks. Okay, good. And really slowly lower the buttocks again. Okay. Now, put your feet in Baddha Konasana. Take the bolster. And put the bolster over the knees. Lift the sternum. Lean forward. Once that you have a contact on your bolster, allow your spine to unbend. Stay there for 5 long breaths. Observe the feelings around the neck, around the shoulders, on your head, on your face. And really slowly come back up with the bolster on one side. Straighten your legs. Lean gently back with your torso. Point your fingers, point your toes. All right, point your toes. Bend gently again, your elbows, especially if you have hyperextension. Inhale. With the exhalation, push with the feet against the ground, with the hands against the ground, and squeeze your buttocks, lifting your butt. 3 breaths. And lower your buttocks. Bend your knees. And lower your torso down to the ground, completely down to the ground. Okay. Now, lift your knees and put it just over your hips. Keep the tibia parallel to the ground. Straighten your arms and put it to the side. See that? And now straighten your legs up. Push the lumbar spine down to the ground to activate your abdominal muscles. And keeping the spine, the lumbar spine, as much as you can down to the ground. Keep the left leg up, but lower the right leg all the way down to the ground without touching the ground. So keep the heel really close to the ground, but without touching it. If you're unsure about the position, just touch the ground and then lift just a tiny bit. Keep on pushing the lumbar spine down. And now lift your right leg and lower the left one. Again, if you're unsure, just touch the ground with the heel and then lift the heel again, just a few centimeters. Keep the lumbar spine down, 3 breaths. and lift the leg again. Now, keeping the lumbar spine down and keeping the two legs together, lower a bit your legs. Find your maximum, but the maximum is where you still have the lumbar spine onto the ground. As soon as the lumbar spine starts lifting, stop there. 3 breaths. And at the end of the 3rd breath, lift the legs up again, bend your knees and put your feet down. Okay. Now put your arms in cactus pose. So with the elbows aligned with the shoulders and forearms parallel to each other. Move the heels closer to the buttocks. Now, inhale deeply. With exhalation, push with the feet against the ground, lift your buttocks, squeeze your buttocks, and keep on pushing the hips up. Allow the chest to move down and to move toward the chin. Don't turn your head. Stay there for 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, really slowly lower your buttocks. One more time, inhale. And with the exhalation, push with the feet against the ground, lift your buttocks. Squeeze your butt. And move the chest over the chin. 3 breaths. And really slowly lower your body again. Turn to the right. So roll completely on the right. Okay, that's good. Now, bring your knees closer to the chest. Still on the right side, but the knees as much as you can close to the chest. Now, put your right hand outside of your left knee. Lift the left arm up and allow the hand and the shoulder to drop down. Turn your head to look at your left hand and stay there for 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, come back to center. And roll on the left. Once on the left, bring the knees closer to the chest. Put your left hand outside of your right knee. Lift the right arm up and allow hand and arm to go down. Turn your head to look at your right hand, 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, come back to center. And again, roll on your right side, but now push with the left hand to sit up. Okay, take the bolster, put the bolster roughly on the middle of the mat. And put the lower part of the rib cage or the upper part of the belly over the bolster. Elbows down on the ground. Interlace the hands. Push with the elbows against the ground. And now focus on your hips. Tilt your hips backward, activating also the abdominal muscles. Observe that when you activate the lumbar spine, activate the abdominal muscles, the lumbar spine lengthens. And you feel less tension on the lumbar spine. Release the activation of the abdominal muscles. Observe the difference. And then activate it again. Welcome back, Tara. Okay, so now take the bolster. Put the bolster just under the lower part of the rib cage or the upper part of the belly. Elbows down. Activate your abdominal muscles and observe how the lumbar spine lengthens, so you will feel less tension around the lumbar spine. Then release the activation of the abdominal muscles and observe how your body changes and how you can feel more tensions again around the lumbar spine. Again, activate your abdominal muscles and release. Activate and release. Now put your hands down on the ground, quite far away from the elbows. Keep the arms completely straight. Now, still keeping your arms completely straight, first activate your abdominal muscles and then walk back with your hands, just a tiny bit, not too much. Still keeping the abdominal muscles really active. Lower your shoulders and start pushing with the hands against the ground in order to lift a bit your torso. Stay there. Go down and release. Now, activate your abdominal muscles again, a little bit more than before. Start from this position and straighten your arms straight away. Still keeping the abdominal muscles active, step gently back with your hands. Not too much, but just a tiny bit. Lower your arms, roll the arms outward, activate your abdominal muscles in order to ease the tension on the lumbar spine. 3 breaths. And lower your body again. Stay there. We're gonna do it one more time. And now I really want you to lift the torso from the bolster. So start from this position, activate your abdominal muscles, keep the abdominal muscles active, contracted, push with the hands against the ground, lift your torso, lower your shoulders, belly in, and step gently back with your hands. Just 1 centimeter can be enough. Good. 3 breaths. Lower your shoulders. Okay. And release. Go down. Push with the hands against the ground. Sit on your heels. Take the bolster. Pull the bolster really close to the belly and allow the spine to unwind. Stay there. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd, really slowly, vertebra after vertebra, lift your torso up. Put the bolster to the side, hands over the thighs, create circles with your hips and lumbar spine. Turn also on the other side. Now lift your buttocks and move the two heels in contact. So the heels are completely in contact, but keep the feet a little bit wider than usual. That is, the toes doesn't touch, it's just the heel touching. And now, really slowly, lower your buttocks. It's not easy, I know. 3 breaths. The end of the 3rd breath, move in tabletop position. Just a different stretch around the ankle. Now create circles with your hips and lumbar spine. Create a wide movement and a slow one. Be conscious of this movement. Turn also on the other side. Now, step back with your knees. Tuck your toes under and enter a plank pose. Push the heels back to stretch your calf muscles. Activate your abdominal muscles. Stay there. Keep the lumbar spine long, just like we did with the bolster at the very beginning. And then lower your knees again. One more time. Tuck your toes under and enter plank pose. If you need to find a more comfortable position with your hands or feet, just go ahead. Now, bend your knees. Don't move your feet or hands. And from this position, enter Adho Mukha Svanasana. So, buttocks back, shoulders down. Keep the shoulders down and really slowly straighten your arms. So it can be wider than usual. It's not a problem. Push the chest over the toes. A little bit more. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, move in the plank pose. 3 breaths. Activate your abdominal muscles. Just like you still have the bolster under your chest. And keeping this activation, now allow your hips to move down and forward. Push with the hands against the ground. Now, move the heels back and move the back in Adho Mukha Svanasana. And down, tabletop position, child pose. Find the version of the child pose that is more comfortable for you. And just relax. Let go. Move back into your plank position. Just find your plank position. And as soon as you have a good distance between the hands and the feet, put your knees down so you can relax a bit your hands. Okay. Now, I want you to go back into a plank position, but I really want you to feel the stretch on your calf muscles. So in order to do so, I want you to just walk just a little bit forward with your knees, tuck your toes, and push the heels back. Straighten your legs and keep it there. Just keep on pushing back. And now, again, tabletop position. From this position, without moving toes or hands, enter Adho Mukha Svanasana. Push the buttocks back, shoulders down. Keep the shoulders down and straighten your arms, your legs. Stay there. Now lean forward to enter the plank. Activate your abdominal muscles as much as you can and lower your hips. The knees are not touching the ground. Push the hips forward and push with the hands against the ground. Look forward. And now use your heels to move back in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. One more time. Lean forward, plank pose, activate the abdominal muscles. Lower your hips, push the hips forward, push the shoulders, push the hands against the ground to lift the shoulders. And again, heels back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend your knees, seat on your heels, take the bolster, put the bolster over the thighs, round your spine, and let go. Close your eyes and just let go. Really slowly come back up. Now put the bolster just on the right side of the mat, but in this position. So the idea is I'm going to show without the bolster. We're going to do this position, but we're going to add the bolster under the buttocks to have more support. So it's just like that. So we can focus a little bit more on the hips. So bend your right leg and put your right feet on the left side of the mat. Put your hands down on the ground, straighten your left leg and roll it inward. So the left side of the hip will drop a little bit. Now, if you can, without compromising the hip, the alignment of the hip, try and move the right feet a little bit more forward. Not too much, because otherwise it will be really hard for your hips. But the idea is to stretch a little bit more the structure around the hips and right leg. Okay. Now, since you're on Zoom, you can also check your video. The idea is to keep the buttocks completely aligned. So if you can see the buttock like that, it means that it's not completely right. So roll the leg, the left leg inward to drop down the left side of the hip. It's not easy, I know. That's why we're using the bolster. And now from this position, push the chest forward and lower your shoulders. So you're supposed to feel a deep stretch under between the buttocks and the hamstring, the right hamstring. If you don't, it means that your hips are not really aligned, is a little bit more in this position. So you still have to roll the left leg inward to drop your left side of the hip. Then forward, shoulders back, 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, if you want to go a little bit deeper, tug the left leg inward, tug the left toes down and straighten your left leg without lifting your hips. So keep the hips down, but straighten your left leg. 3 breaths. Pay attention on the hip, Tara. You opened like that. And really slowly change side. So seat with the left buttocks over the bolster. So it's normal to have the hips just tilted. It's completely normal. And that's what is difficult. Walk the left leg, the left feet a little bit forward, but roll the right leg inward as much as you can, just in order to have the hip squared and completely parallel to the ground. If it's too hard, move the feet a little bit back. It's not a problem, but it's gonna help you be in the right position. Keep your hips completely squared. Push the chest forward, shoulders back, 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, if you want to go deeper, tuck your right toes down and straighten your right leg. Still keeping the hip squared. Push with the hands against the ground, push the chest forward. 3 breaths. And at the end of the 3rd breath, release. Move the bolster away. We're going to do something similar, but without the bolster. So, put the right knee in contact with the right hand, and walk the right feet to the left. Walk back with your left feet in order to lower your hips. Keep the hips squared. So again, pay attention on that. Put your attention there. And since you can check your video, go and check your video. Once that you know that it's completely aligned, push with the hands against ground, activate your abdominal muscles. Lift the sternum, shoulder blades down. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, put your left hand in the middle of the mat. Roll the right arm outward. Push the right shoulder to the left and the left shoulder to the right. Roll the arm outward. Push the thumb back and the hand toward the feet. Lift the sternum a little bit more. And now, bend your left leg and grab your feet, if you can. If it's a little bit too hard, just keep it there. This is not a problem. The benefit will be there anyway. Look behind you, 3 breaths. Belly in, sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. Smile. Okay, that is more beautiful. And now, put your hands down on the ground. Don't move your feet or knees. Put your the top of your feet down, Tara. Okay. Now, activate your internal muscles of the legs, like you want to move the 2 knees closer to each other. Doing so, you will lift just a tiny bit your hips, lift the sternum, shoulder blades down, roll the arms outward, push the thumbs back, and look higher than your eye level. 3 breaths. Move the shoulders back, Ruth. More. Yes. That's beautiful. Now put your hands down and go back in tabletop position. Create circles with your hips and lumbar spine, both on one side and on the other side. Now put your left knee just behind your left hand. Walk to the right with your feet, with your left feet, and walk back with your right feet in order to lower your hips. Once that you have your hips really squared, activate your abdominal muscles. Push the chest forward, shoulders down. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, tuck your right toes under and push the heel back in order to stretch and straighten the right leg. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd, lower your knee, put your feet down. Move the right hand toward the middle of the mat. Push the right shoulder to the left, left shoulder to the right. Roll the left arm outward. Push the thumbs to the right and the hands back. And there, bend your knee and try and grab your feet. Push the chest forward and up. Shoulders down. Turn your head to look at your feet. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, come back to center. Lower your feet. Now, activate the muscles of your legs to move the 2 knees closer and to lift a tiny bit your hips. Belly in, keep the belly in. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. Move the shoulders back. Roll the arms outward and push the thumbs back. Look higher than your eye level. Really beautiful, Tara. Move the shoulders back a little bit more. So lift a little bit more your torso and move it back. Yes, that's perfect. Awesome. And now put your hands down. Tabletop position again. Create circles again. On both sides. Now, sit in this position. Keep the knees wide. Put your hands down on the ground. You can put the feet not really in contact. Well, you can, but it's harder. You can also move it away from each other. There, still keeping the hands down, lower your buttocks and heel. Try and keep the balance. The idea is to have the heel touch on the ground completely. So that's why it's easier with a wider stance. Allow the head to move down and observe how this position helps lengthen your spine. Stay there and allow your spine to lengthen. If you want to, you can also push with the back of the hand and the arms against the knees to deepen the stretch on the lower back. Last moments. And really slowly. Lower your buttocks. Take the bolster. Put the bolster under your knees. Keep the feet wide as the mat. Feet flex. Grab the outer side of your feet. Move the chest in between the legs. Round your spine. Stay there for 3 breaths. Just that. That's not hard, I know. It's not particularly hard. At the end of the third, really slowly come back up. And now you can enter Shavasana. So take the bolster under the knees. Take everything you need to be comfortable. So if you want to use your folded blanket over your belly, you can use it. If you have a nice pillow, you can use it. You can use anything you need to be really comfy. Keep the shoulder blades flat onto the ground. With the back of the head away from the shoulders and close your eyes. Allow your body to let go. Let go all tensions. So just scan your body. Observe where you still hold tensions. And use your mind to release those tensions and relax your body deeper and deeper. Feel your body relaxing, letting go. Surrender. Observe your body, relaxing deeper and deeper, like you were observing someone else. But feel peace, the calmness, stillness. And surrender. Body is relaxed. The mind is relaxed. Om Sato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Sato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Sato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya. Slowly start moving your toes and fingers. Bring back the awareness into your body. Inhale deeply and exhale fully with your mouth. Release all tensions. One more time. Gently stretch your body. Bend your knees and roll on your right side. Stay on your right side for a brief moment before sitting comfortably for the chant of 3 Om. For the chant, keep your spine straight yet relaxed. Hands in Jnana Mudra or Chin Mudra, whichever is more comfortable for you. Eyes closed, gently closed. Face relaxed. Inhale deeply. Put your hands in prayer position in front of the chest. Open your eyes. Namaste.